Let's get started with the progressive news headlines for November 11th, 2020. You know, our legally mandated election process is moving forward as the founders intended. Let us not be dismayed by the shenanigans you might be seeing in your, on your screens and in your places of business, etc. So many things are happening. Don't forget, our legally mandated election process is moving forward. States are going to report their official election results to Congress by December 8th. So let's all be patient for that. I have a feeling that Trump is not going to leave until January. So let's all, things that I'm reading suggest, but that he is going to be out of there. So it will be a tumultuous transition, just as it's been a tumultuous for years under Trump. We should not have any expectation that there would be a lack of tumult during his transition to power. So keep hope alive, keep doing what you need to be doing in order to put pressure. And the best thing you can do right now to put pressure, one of the best things you can do right now is I'm understanding to put pressure on your elected officials via tweeting. You know, they don't like it when you tweet angry tweets at them. Just saying that basically they need to certify the results and they need to pressure Donald Trump to GTFO, people. I'm not going to swear, but you can read between the lines. In other fabulous news, clean energy is actually booming in the face of the coronavirus crisis. So it's a strange situation that we find ourselves in. I mean, the right likes to do what Naomi Klein, has beautifully termed, what is it? Some sort of crisis capitalism. You were going to remember it better than I am now, and then you're going to type it in there. Then you're going to yell at me for having forgotten. Shock doctrine. There you go. There it came up. She likes to do shock. Right wing likes to do shock doctrine. Negative. We've had the shock of coronavirus. Out of it is coming a positive. The International Energy Agency says that the renewable capacity from January to October was a record than, the same period last year. Again, 15% higher than that same period last year. The agency's Renewables 2020 report comes as the oil sector faces plummeting prices amid coronavirus pandemic. Net installed renewable capacity is forecast to grow by 4% globally in 2020, and renewables will account for almost 90% of the increase in total power capacity worldwide. The IEA chief said that if the proposed clean electricity policies of the next U.S. administration are implemented, they could lead to a much more rapid deployment of solar and wind, contributing to a faster decarbonization of the power sector. So another world is possible. Let us not forget. Moving on, we all know that the president is a sore loser. In the past week alone, the Trump campaign blitzed state and federal courts with roughly a dozen new lawsuits, most attempting to halt the vote counting process or disqualify tranches of ballots. But in good news, legal experts say his chances of meaningfully challenging the election are dwindling. Many of his campaign lawsuits filed this week have been dismissed on what they call lack of merit, which means hearsay and no evidence and just basically lack of merit. And the ones that have gained some traction are not likely to change the outcome of the race. Judges have already tossed out or ruled against the Trump campaign in suits in Pennsylvania, Nevada, Georgia, and Michigan. So poor Donald Trump is having a hard time with the fact that his normal, look at all these clowns, normal, way of going about things, which is to sue his way through anything, is not working. So there's that. And In other good news, at least 5 members of the Supreme Court appear likely to reject the latest attempt to convince the justices to repeal Obamacare. During oral arguments, yes, this is happening. This is going on just as we predicted. They took place yesterday while a minority of the court appeared inclined to strike down the Affordable Care Act. Both Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Brett Kavanaugh fairly explicitly rejected a key prong of the plaintiff's arguments that if a single provision of the Affordable Care Act is struck down, then the entire law must fall with it. The plaintiff's arguments are so radical that they are rejected even by many leading critics of the Affordable Care Act. What kind of precedent would that set? A dangerous one, even for, right, the forces of oppression. Even the Wall Street Journal's editorial board, a bastion of opinion writing friendly to the GOP, labeled the lawsuit the Texas Obamacare blunder. So good news. More good news. It's good. There are things going well. Don't believe the fear-mongering for-profit news media. They need your eyeballs to stick with them. Same with people terrifying you on, YouTube. The American people have decisively chosen Joe Biden as the next president, but the down ballot races in Georgia are still very much in play. And for Democrats to win both runoff races planned for January 5th in Georgia and secure a Senate majority, they're going to need a winning campaign message. Do we have one of those? Bernie Sanders shared a suggestion on social media. If Democrats take back the Senate, we will increase the minimum wage from a starvation wage of $7.25 an hour to a living wage of at least $15 an hour. Hello, would this not get out the vote of other people who may not, there was an enormous voter turnout. Joe Biden won the state, even with the fact that there were tons of voter suppression going on, specifically in that state. We could get out even more voters at that point. Sanders' tweet implied that vocally fighting for a higher minimum wage could be the key to victory for candidates Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock in Georgia, where 47% of workers make less than $15 an hour, and 71% of voters support increasing the federal minimum wage. Not to mention that just south of the Georgia border in Florida, they passed an increased minimum wage. And so I think Georgians are going to be a little bit jealous. They're going to want that too. So I'm with Bernie. I think this is a way to go. If the red and nutty Florida can pass an increased minimum wage, I think it was a ballot measure, then Georgia's going to want that too. Otherwise, everyone's going to be moving south to work at that Walmart just south of the border. Anyway, in additional news, this is good news. This is a good news day. I'm enjoying it. Progressives are calling on President-elect Joe Biden to immediately cancel student loan debt upon taking office in January. It's a move proponents say would transform the lives of millions of working Americans. Me too. This has been my dream, by the way. I took out a lot of debt in order to go to college, and I had to use denial as a means of thinking that it was a good idea. And I thought to myself, well, eventually the economy will crash and maybe I won't have to pay this. Hey, we're here. Anyway, I don't know if it would affect people, who've been out of college for it's quite a while, but we'll see. This move would transform the lives of millions of working Americans, including this one. It would obviously boost the economy because people would have more money in their pocket, more money for spending, for starting families, for buying a car. I mean, they're advertising buying a car right now with 0% down they're going to give you a free car as long as you can pay for it over the course of 5 years at 0%. So hoping that in 5 years, maybe things will be a little better. This is how bad the economy has gotten right now. And, dropping student loan debt from people would actually help quite a bit. Anyway, this it's popular. It would be a position that would help Democrats maintain popular majorities long into the future. Proponents say far-reaching action to cancel student loan debt would stimulate the economy. People, just what I said. More than 25% of Americans are currently behind in their loan payments. Action taken by Biden would also be broadly popular. That is according to a Hill Harris X poll taken last year, showing that 58% of registered voters still have loans. No, 58% of registered voters are parents of people who have loans. No, 58% of registered voters support student loan canceling. I'm Julianna Forlano. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Thank you. We hit 45,000 in just a few months subscribers. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And don't forget to watch all the different shows on our YouTube channel. They're all great. They're all fun. And I hope you enjoy them.